Yeah, that's recording. That's technology for you. Let me just find it again. So yeah, basically, this is just through simple 5-step formula that it's things that we kind of say to you anyway, but it's putting it out in front of you so you can actually follow it and sort of just put it into action rather than just listening to things we say and then kind of not doing them anyway, if you know what I mean. So you've got something in front of you to be able to understand, and it's really, really simple if you just follow it. So first thing to sort of say that it isn't shiny, it's not a big sexy object, it's nothing, you know, revolutionary or anything like that. It's really, really basic, it's really, really simple, but if you get it done, it's as simple as that. It is really just going to it's going to work and it's going to push you forward. So what we all need to stop doing is trying to look for, you know, the big shiny object, the one thing to resolve all solutions, because at the end of the day, if you just eat better, you exercise, you get a bit active, results are going to happen, but it's how you it's how consistent you are with it. So prepare your schedule if you have to. You know when you're working, you know when you sort of do have time, and you know when you're mostly busy. Obviously, there's always like a curveball and stuff like that gets thrown at you each week, but it's just the more you sort of prepare, the more prepared you are for it when it all goes tits up kind of thing. So it's just being proactive rather than reactive towards it. So the whole thing where I'm sure you've seen a few of the people that used to train with us have jumped on board and all different types of things. You see them tagging themselves in about 5 different types of classes a week because they try and tell themselves, you know, something doesn't work anymore. But it's like it's the biggest load of sort of like bullshit ever. You know what I mean? The reason something stops working is because the person themselves just isn't working as hard anymore. Because if you're in a calorific deficit, you're active, fat loss happens, and it's as simple as that. So you've got to look at all the other variables as well to make sure that you're getting them right, you're staying consistent, and you keep pushing forward with it. So what I tend to say as well is all the information here, or the step-by-step that I'm going to go through here, what tends to happen is I could tell it to 10 people and 9 of them won't do anything with it. So everyone on this call today, if you can soak it all in, listen, and then actually take action on it, you're going to get the results you want. And it's just as simple as that. So that's what I say there. Just do as we ask you, and do as we ask you to do, and it's simple. You know what I mean? So first little step then, so it's the one thing that we do say a lot is use your carbohydrates when you need them. So around the times where you're the most active. So on training days, or if you know you're going to be really, really busy in work and you're very active and you're carrying a load of stuff around or whatever it might be, or you're going for a big long walk at the weekend, that's generally when you need more carbohydrates. The reason why we do that is because you're going to stop reaching for the convenience of the carby sort of food that can spike and crash energy levels, leading to uncontrolled snacking and then a higher intake of calories anyway throughout the day. So you might notice sometimes when you are really, really hungry, the type of stuff you go for is the sort of higher carbohydrate kind of things. So, you know, whether it be the crisps or the biscuits or bread or whatever, it's just really, really quick, easy things. And they're the most calorific dense food. So you're really going to shoot the calories up without even realising it. So stick to mainly protein sources, veg, berries, and things considered good fats. Then you're going to eat fewer calories by default anyway. Eat your carbohydrates around when you're exercising, and it's going to help with your recovery. You're going to sleep a lot better, and as I say, you'll eat fewer calories by default anyway. And it also leaves a bit more flexibility as well. So like I say, with eating fewer calories by default, you've got that extra bit of room to chuck in a little bit of something of what you fancy anyway, you know what I mean? So you don't have to stress too much about the things that you're eating. Stick to the main, you know, protein sources, veg, all that kind of stuff throughout the day, and it's happy days, and it's not too difficult. So if you get into the habit of figuring that out, so in the ebook and stuff like that, we've got a big list of the food, you know, where to get the food groups from and all that kind of thing. So if you just have a little look at that, just pick out some really easy basic things, then you stick to it for 7 days and you're going to see a massive difference, definitely, especially in your energy and likely your sleep as well, but also you'll start to see a few pounds dropping off as well. So that's step 1 really. So does that make sense? Is that easy?
Yes.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Nice one. Next one then. So as I was saying before, be proactive and not reactive then. So address which meal you struggle to eat or stick to, or the one you find you miss or you don't like, etc. throughout the week. So a lot of the time, the main one seems to be breakfast and lunch. So if you struggle to have breakfast, address the fact that you struggle to have it. Plan your meals throughout the week. You don't necessarily have to batch cook them. You can batch cook them, but I'm not saying you have to do that. Just sort of prep in advance. Cook the night before maybe. make the overnight oats and just leave them in your fridge so you can just grab it, or make a smoothie so you can just grab it, whatever it might be. Figure out a way that you can just get it sort of done. Choose 3 different meals and rotate them throughout the week until you've built that habit up of actually just doing it. A lot of the time, lunch is a difficult one, so you might not take any lunch to work, or you've been really, really busy in work, and in the end you just don't go to the shop and grab something to eat. Well, if you plan ahead, then you're not going to leave it to chance or skip the meal or grab the convenience, and you just get yourself into a better habit of eating better food. And it's just as simple as that. Obviously, there is times where it can't be helped. You might have to, I don't know, you're in meetings all day or whatever, and you'll miss your lunch kind of thing. But if you've got something prepped and planned, you can just go for that anyway. You're not going to have to grab anything else or go for the convenient type stuff. So it is going to help you in the long run massively. So the simple sort of hack then is overnight oats and smoothies and things like that. If you Google overnight oats or even smoothies, you'll find millions of them. They're all over the internet. They're dead easy to make. You don't have to be chucking in kale and carrots and all that kind of stuff in there. You can put really, really simple basic stuff in, and they are really quite nice. Again, the effect this will have will be huge if you actually do it and implement it across the week. You'll find that your energy levels are up, you'll be able to recover better, you're training harder, you're sleeping better, and you'll find those results happen a lot quicker as well. So that is step number 2, nice and easy. Step number 3 then. So we all have trigger foods. I've probably mentioned this quite a few times in the group. But we all have trigger foods. So the stuff we always go to when you are stressed or hungry or pissed off, or you're happy, you're celebrating or whatever. Figure out what they are and write them down. Sort of address what they are again. So mine might be biscuits, Nutella, and cereal. Whenever I'm starving or whenever I'm angry or stressed out, blah blah blah. Those are the things that I'll always seem to go for. So if I just address that, and whilst I'm feeling those sort of emotions and want to grab them, if I can sort of note it down in my phone or something, do it live as it's happening, subconsciously every time I'll feel that, the next time I know I've already got it written down, so I might think differently when it comes to it. And it's just making yourself aware of the fact that you do these type of things, and just try and remove yourself from it. So if you can find an alternative to that food at those times, I couldn't care less what they are. It's just to remove yourself from those specific foods. Just take them out of your diet completely and just focus on other things. And it's going to help you a hell of a lot. Just to, let's say, the biggest thing you can do there is remove them, and it'll create better habits. Because things like this has been what's likely been a huge part of weight gain over the years, because it's so natural. And you probably find, if you were to get you to write a food diary or ask you what you've eaten in the day, you'll probably by accident miss out those kind of things because you've forgotten you've eaten them, or you haven't realised how many of them you've eaten. So you might dip into the biscuit tin. Oh, I only had 1 biscuit, but you could have done that 4 or 5 times in the day. You haven't even realised. When you actually come to think of it, you're like, oh shit, yeah, I have actually had that. So if you can move yourself away from those specific foods, then you'll do a lot better, and you'll feel a lot sort of, you won't find the stress around them as well. So if you are sort of stressed and thinking, right, Christ, I need something, you're not going to put yourself towards that kind of thing. If you can see on the screen there, that little purple dot, that was there the other day, and it was tiny, and for some reason it's absolutely huge on this one, and it proper puts me off, and I've got no idea why it's there, but that's irrelevant. So that's number 3. Hopefully that was dead simple and dead easy as well. Number 4, there we go. So don't make a big deal out of your meals. Stick to the basics and look to change them up with this sort of simple added formula. So I sort of got into a habit of having all my meals cooked for me, as you probably know. And I sort of become useless in the kitchen, you know what I mean? I couldn't think of new things to make or anything like that. So all I basically do is choose a protein source, whether it be chicken, turkey, beef mince, whatever. Choose 3 different types of veg, choose a carbohydrate source, figure out all your favorite sort of flavors and spices, and then just shove it all in a pan and just make something. It's as simple as that. You can make a hell of a lot of things by just literally throwing stuff in a pan, and it doesn't have to be a big stressful sort of, I'm eating chili, curry, and stir fry every night of the week. I'm bored. Just make new things. Just don't even stress about it. Just find things you like and eat them. It's as simple as that. You can do this. You can use this formula for every type of meal, whether it be breakfast, or obviously you're not going to chuck veg in at your breakfast. You know what I mean? If you're going to make smoothies or you're going to make whatever, you can use this type of setup, and it's really, really easy. And what you'll get is super easy meals without much effort and creating variety of Google recipes to sort of learn more and actually enjoy making food. So you don't feel like it's a big chore like you've had to do with exercise. It's just learn to like it by sort of really, really simple steps. And if you can do that, then again, it's going to make a massive difference in week by week, month by month, year by year, if you can find a huge variety of different things to have. So that's step number 4. So this is really, really quick. I'm not going to sit here and bore you for an hour kind of thing. I'll just fly through it really, really quickly, just so you can sort of keep it in the mind and then take action on it straight away. So set yourself the weekly goals based on the previous 4 steps, like what Gav's sort of been pushing over the last few weeks as well. But make them sort of some really easy, so 4 or 5 little goals. So do 2 or 3 of them really easily actionable goals, and then maybe 1 or 2 that are a little bit challenging, something that breaks your normal routine. So some really easy ones could just be, I'm gonna plan my 3 breakfasts that I struggle to make, and what my goal is to have breakfast every single day. That's a really easy target. You know what I mean? Challenging ones might be, making 3 different, 3 new recipes for tea or whatever it might be. Just really, really simple, actionable targets that you can do straight away. And if you can cross off every single one every single week, then just think of where you will be over the next 12 weeks. Think of where you'd be over the next 12 months if you're just constantly making those small changes and achieving those small goals every single time. Again, it's going to help you massively over the weeks. You'll also get closer to that sort of zero stress freedom with your diet. You'll have learned new abilities in the kitchen, meals all the family can enjoy, defeated all the trigger foods that have played a huge role in weight gain over the years. And then obviously the end goal is just to feel sexy as fuck and just know that everything you've done has been worthwhile and you've achieved that. You know what I mean? You've created that zero stress, free, all that kind of stuff. You're not worrying too much anymore. You're not having to think about, I'm heading towards biscuits or anything like that. Blah 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 blah. And it's really, really simple. And they are basically the 5 steps. It's not a big shiny object. There's no sort of revolutionary kind of thing. It's just something really basic that you can action straight away. So as a 21-day challenge, then following the 5-step formula, I then challenge you to be relentless and determined for the next 21 days to put this into action and really go for it. So added little bonuses is to try and cut out processed foods, foods that are made in a factory, man-made foods. No alcohol, which I know can be tough, but it's obviously a big one. And aim for quality sleep every night as well. So I'm not going to sit here and say, aim for 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 hours sleep a night, because it can be difficult. What I'm saying is just aim to go to bed with the intention of actually sleeping. So I was one that suffered with, I'd stay up all night watching television or on my phone or whatever, because it was almost like being stressed that I'd then have to wake up the next day and it'd all be a really busy day. I'd be hectic and all that kind of stuff. You need to realise that it's actually okay to just simply go to sleep. And once you sort of accept that you can go to sleep, the quality of sleep you'll have is a lot better. And it obviously sets you up for the day a hell of a lot better anyway. You know what I mean? You're going to be in a better mood. You're more likely to prep your meals. You're more likely to spend time sorting the food side of things out. And you'll obviously benefit with the recovery as well. So prep at least 1 meal per day is another one. Just get that done. That's just a really, really simple one. Just prep it. Whether you cook it the night before, whether you batch cook it, whether you just get all the ingredients ready together so you can chuck it in the pan, or whether you make it the night before and you just grab it in the morning, whatever it might be. That's a dead easy one. And then do an activity you enjoy or you find an escape with, like every day. Just do something you enjoy every single day. Something that, it could be on your own, it could be with your partner, whatever. Just 10, 20 minutes, an hour, however long, of just doing something you actually enjoy. Like, it's going to release some stress, but it gets you into that sort of calm, happy mindset of just generally being happy. The happier you are, the more likely you are to do things for yourself. So the post I made last night about doing things for you, you are sort of priority. Yourself is priority number 1. If you take care of your own happiness, then everyone else around you is going to benefit from that, therefore making everyone else happier. So that's the basis of it, you know what I mean? So if you really hit this hard with the 21-day challenge, using those sort of 5 steps, then the results you're going to get off the end of it are going to be huge. It really is going to push you forward very, very fast. And it's as simple as when you finish the 21 days, look how far you've come, look at all the changes you've made, and then say, right, was it difficult was I stressed out? Did I find things hard? What did I find hard? Okay, so how can I make them easier for the next 21 days? You know what I mean? You just want to try and integrate it into your life in general. As I say, it will definitely accelerate results over the next 21 days, and the results you'll get off the back of it will be huge. And I can definitely guarantee that without a doubt. So going over all that then, was that easy to follow? Is it simple? Do you understand it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can follow that.
What's that?
Yeah. It seems pretty straightforward to follow. It's just bad habits that you kind of get into a bit too much, don't you? You've got to break.
Yeah, definitely. It is really, really basic things, and we just want to push people out of, get out of the bad habits, get into the new ones, and you'll reap the rewards off it big time. So definitely, and that is basically it. Like I said, not going to keep you here for hours and hours. It's just really, really basic. Just fly through it, and really sort of focus on this 21-day challenge. So, if you got a lot from the call, then just put a little post in the group and just saying what you think. If you
Stu, is this presentation going to be in the Vault pages?
Yeah, so I've got the recording. I'll try and post it in the group if I can figure out how to download it, but I'll also just post the slide. Like, I'll upload the slides anyway, so it's easier.
Yeah, that sounds Like
I say, let me know what you think in the group as well. Even if you think it was a load of crap, let me know. Obviously, the more of these type of things that I do, the better they'll get. And they're obviously all going to be on different kind of subjects to help you. Put things into action, really. So.
I found it pretty funny when you were saying about trying to find something that you can do with your partner for 5 or 10 minutes that'll make you happy. Or do it on your own for 5 minutes, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just keep it to yourself. You don't need to share.
Hey, listen, I just meant to just go and do a bit of shopping. That's what I meant.
Really?
Yeah.
No worries. That's fine. Well, thank you very much for joining me on the call. Like I said,
cheers, mate.
I want to do things to really sort of push you forward and help you out a hell of a lot more. But I need people to turn up to them. You know what I mean? I can't help you if you don't turn up to them. So, thank you for joining in today. I will put on another one likely in 2 weeks. Like, I'll get something together, and we'll go from there, basically.
Can you do it a bit? The problem with tonight is I literally got in at like 20 to 8, and I'm trying to get a shower and have my tea before we do it.
Yeah.
So, and Bake Off's on.
Mine's on